I saw a video of why we drew to Ghana. And now I understand why. Although it was a terrible game. And let's go into that,
Let's do
actually.
it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's talk about it because I'm in shock. But I understand now why we drew and why Harry Kane missed that goal. It's all making sense. There's a witch doctor in Ghana, right?
Is it a man?
It is a man.
Wouldn't he be a wizard?
No, not in the Ghana. He's a witch doctor. His name is Nana Kwaku Bonsam, vowed to curse Kane and England before the World Cup stalemate. And the internet's just not going crazy over it. And I'm like, this witch doctor is why. I understand now. It was the witch doctor. He put a spell on Kane, put a spell on England, and that's why it was a 0-0. I forgive the boys. I'm over it.
Ghana, yeah. Yeah. And that was 20% of it. And Ghana defended quite well. And we were shit. That's the other part of it. Yeah. That's really interesting. So where is there proof of him having done this spell?
Yeah, there's videos all over the internet right now of him casting spells with like talcum powder and shit. I don't know.
Incense.
Yeah. And now apparently he has lifted the curse. I wonder if I can show you.
So now we're going to go on and beat Panama. And not like that was going to happen anyway. Yeah, show me. Trust you to find this.
When you talk about spiritual work, I'm the most powerful spiritualist in the world. You know what I'm saying? You see, I tell you, I'm going to release Kane so that next match, with their next match to the opponent, he can score.
So he said, I'm now going to release Harry Kane so the next match he can score.
Okay.
And he's about to do some wishy-woo. Look.
And then
The talcum powder.
I use this one to
Someone's phone ringing.
score.
Is that in the video?
Yeah.
You got to just take away the whole witch doctor, don't you, when you've got a Nokia going off in the background?
Someone's calling him on Skype. Your dinner's ready.
No, get off live with your witchy woo. Your dinner's ready. Hurry up.
You're going to fucking put a spell on us as well.
Yeah, so apparently he put a spell on Kane and England before the game and said that they wouldn't succeed and they wouldn't break Ghana's defence.
Right.
So
But is this still part of the Bollocks? Because if it is, I want the Bollocks meter up, and I want the 10 out of 10 on the Bollocks meter, please, for that.
yeah, someone lock up Nana.
I'll tell you. So all jokes aside, I'll tell you what I thought of that game, Ash. So, I think in the moment and after the game, I was bitterly disappointed, obviously, as we all were, and I was frustrated as hell. It wasn't just the fact that we drew. It's not the result necessarily that I have a problem with. It's the way we played and the way that we didn't try different things or try and be a new, bring players on earlier. I've got a lot to say about the manager. I think the manager, because we praised him, right, on this podcast when England beat Croatia 4-2. We praised him a lot. We said the changes he made, the halftime team talk, it was a different side. That came from Tuchel. It was so anti-Southgate, who you said was boring as fuck. That felt like a Southgate game. That felt like every other England game I've ever seen at a major tournament, which I'm 30, but I've seen, let's say 24 years worth of tournaments I can remember. The 0-0s, the 1-0 where we score in the last minute, but it's just so boring and stressful. And we should have scored, right? 1-0 if Harry Kane hadn't been jujued by Nana. So yeah, it was so bad. We can go into more detail about it, but then that's how I felt this morning. And then I think I've become more distant on it, or it's kind of settled in. It's not the worst result at all. We kept a clean. That's positive. We kept a clean sheet. If we beat Panama, we pretty much win the group, right? Unless Ghana beat Croatia by more than one goal, more than we beat Panama, right? So it's not the end of the world. We kept a clean sheet and we dominated the game. We had possession. Those are the positives to take. And it was a tough game. Let's give credit to Ghana, Ash. I think we went in expecting it to be a little bit easy, maybe naively. They ranked 73 in the world, which is the lowest team England have ever played in a World Cup, by the way. So you think on paper it's a bit easy. Yes, they won their first game, but they didn't even qualify for the AFCON. They qualified for the World Cup. The thing I think that made the difference was the manager's only been there for 2 months. Carlos Queiroz, former assistant manager for Manchester United and a master of organisation and defensive block. And he did that for Man U as well. And he set them up and they enjoyed defending. And so the fact he's only been there 2 months, I think it was we were maybe a bit blindsided, or I was anyway, at how strong defensively they would be. So we've got to give them credit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Ash, and I'll hand it over to you now, we just didn't do anywhere near enough to deserve to win the game in terms of creativity. It was slow. We passed the ball around 100 plus times between our defenders. It was slow. It wasn't like one touch, two. You've got to move it quickly. If they've got 11 men behind the ball, you've got to move it quickly. You've got to get men on the overlap. You've got to take advantage of your set pieces. As good as we were in the first game, half the set pieces or crosses went to the front man. It was so bad. So I was left very frustrated. And to be honest with you, my confidence now of us, the hopes of winning, maybe we were a bit hyped after the first game. Like, I just, even though we're still going to win the group, probably, I don't know. I can't see that team winning the World Cup.
We didn't look great, honestly. And as you said, the chances of us winning now, even across all markets where you look, our percentage has dropped a lot, man. Like we came in this third favourites after that performance. I think we're something like 7th or 8th now. But again, are we being a little bit too harsh on the boys? Spain got held, Portugal got held, Brazil got held, So are we being a little bit too harsh because we had that 4-2 victory? We looked great. There was a lot of great decisions being made by the manager. As I said, we were praising him. Then they come out against Ghana and they cannot break. Apparently, Ghana was playing a 5-4-1, but actually it looked like an 11. They had just 11 people defending at all times. They had like one shot or two shots throughout the whole thing. They should have scored. They should have had a penalty as well. But playing against a team that literally just wants a 0-0, that is tough for any team to break through that. However, that being said, the way that we played against Croatia in that second half, those 20-minute pockets where we were just absolute fire and everything was clicking, we had none of that in this game. Bellingham was never in the right position. It was never falling to Kane when it was supposed to be falling to him. It's kind of embarrassing to watch them go against 11 players that just wanted to just get fouls and stop the game, slow the game. And yeah, they said, let's praise Ghana. They came out and they did exactly what they wanted to do. Carlos Queiroz said Ghana's goal was to frustrate England, and they succeeded.
They should have scored or had a penalty. Yeah. Like they set up to do the counter-attack, and they had two of maybe the 3 or 4 most dangerous moments of the whole game on the counter-attack. So it was the perfect game plan. It went well. England could have lost that. England could have
easily. Yeah.
I mean,
and honestly, it just felt like a throwback. The kind of loads of possession, no rhythm, passing it around the back, going forward a little bit, pass it back. There was no, and why they didn't bring off Gordon sooner. He didn't get past his man one time.
No, that right back had his number.
And why? Okay, let's actually talk about this, because why wait? This is where it does come down to maybe a management decision, because why wait until 7 minutes left of the game to start bringing on changes like Rashford, who, when he did come on, made an improvement? Why did you wait so long for those types of changes and then all of a sudden come alive 4 minutes before the end of the game as they're doing like the extra time?
Yeah, and he came on for 8 minutes or 7 minutes it was. I don't understand why he didn't start him. We were saying he should start. He made 2 changes at the back. Jed Spence came on, and that turned out to be a bad decision because he looked off it. He didn't make that overlapping run for Gordon once. Now, Gordon didn't play well, but I was speaking to a Newcastle fan at work today, where Gordon was playing before Barcelona. And Gordon plays like he goes on the inside and he has a runner outside him and it creates space for both of them. But that's the first time that Jed Spence and Gordon have ever played together on the left wing, ever. They've never played together before. And he wasn't making that run and it looked off balance. And it's like, yeah, so I didn't get that at all. If you're going to play Jed Spence, play Rashford. Or play Nico O'Reilly, who does make that run, is a bit more aggressive. Even when he came on, he got the header that hit the bar, O'Reilly, right? So it was like too little, too late. Yes, you can say he made good positive changes that made a difference. But 1, why didn't you start them? And 2, why was it so late? Even for the first changes, Rashford came on too late, but the first changes was 65 minutes.
Yeah.
My hope was at half time, Tuchel would do his magic again. Were you thinking that? Like, he's going to change it. He's going to be annoyed. He's going to kick him up the arse. We're going to come out with a bit more intensity and urgency, and they're going to look different in the second half, the boys. But they didn't. It was 5 minutes gone by. It was exactly the same. If anything, it was worse. Ghana had confidence. They came out. They started being a little bit more aggressive, moving it faster, had a couple of breaks. And I thought, we're getting worse here. when it came to 50, 55 minutes, I was shouting at the TV, make a change, make a change, make a change, make a change. Waited. And by the time they had, those players who came on didn't have enough time to make an impact. And then, we had a big chances at the end and last hurrah with 10 minutes to go. But that's what Ghana wanted.
Yeah.
We played into their hands.
Look at what we achieved in that last 10 minutes. We started to have creativity during that last 10 minutes and understood, okay, what they're going to do is they're going to sit back, all 11 of them. How do we get around them? And then we actually penetrated it in the last 10 minutes. But hello, guys, let's bring that back 80 minutes and do that from the start. Like, it was just the thing that annoyed me most, I would say, is that we had such a good opener that we were the talk of the town and everybody was hyped, and it would have been making a lot of teams nervous to play us. But now we've just gone back to this classic England question. Like, are we actually contenders, or are we just struggling to even break Ghana?
Yeah. And now any team watching that game, which they would have, is going to be like, we're not worried about England. We'll take England any day. They look a bit dodgy at the back. They can't break a low block down. So we're going to play like that. Why wouldn't a team watching that think, we're going to play like that? Obviously, the better teams are not going to play like that with a low block. They're going to be more aggressive. We're going to have less of the ball. There's going to be more space in behind on the counter, which will suit us. However, we don't look great at the back. I know we got a clean sheet, but we conceded 2 against an old Croatia team. We should have conceded a penalty with Kozra's crazy challenge. Pickford had a nightmare coming out, should have had a red card. Lucky not to. And that's Ghana we're talking about. No disrespect. So when we come up against the better team, I don't trust our defence. And if they defend like that, we can't break them through. So I know, look, we shouldn't overreact. Maybe we overreacted from the first game, and I don't think we did. I think we were hyped up. We were like, "Oh, England back! That was great. It's encouraging." But we know what it's like. We don't want to overdo it. Well, I didn't anyway, because I'm sick of like bringing your hopes up and then you lose in the final and you smash the bar up.
And you push someone.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut this out now.
I won't say who, but you do. Yeah, when you lose on penalties and you push someone in the bar. And they go flying across the floor.
Waved an Italy flag in my face immediately after we lost on penalties in the Euros. And I saw red. I should have been sent off there. Pushed him across the bar. Anyway, let's not remember that. We were in Barcelona, Ash. Do you remember?
Yeah. And also, like, maybe not to be so doom and gloom about it. I think they are getting enough hate anyway. And maybe it's warranted. Maybe it's not. As I said, Spain was held. Like, the biggest teams have had draws as well. And this was just our one against Ghana. We just couldn't break it. And again, it's a learning curve. We'd rather have that game right now where we go, okay, this is exactly what we need to cut out and moving forward. The only thing that does stress me out a little bit is that, okay, they had so many people in defence, Ghana. But when we come up against a good team who has a real solid defence, who can make 4 players feel like 11 and have the midfield and their strikers playing as well upfield, we're going to come unstuck there.
Yeah, but it won't be. I agree, but I just it won't be a low block, so there'll be space in behind, which is where we'll be better. So yeah, like I say, I think the learning curve is we've had to overcome a lot in these first 2 games, and we got 4 points. We got a win in the draw, and it's in our hands. We beat Panama, by at least 2 goals. We should win the group, and then we play a 3rd place team in the next round. And then the momentum's there. People will forget about this game. Maybe. So there's lots of positives to take. And like I say, against Croatia, we went ahead twice and got pulled back twice and then came out and managed to do that. This one, we couldn't score. We almost conceded. We got a clean sheet. So we've come through a few different scenarios. Not one good, one not so good. So hopefully they learn from that and that will stand them in good stead. But I am not filled with confidence, again, in the manager now or the way the players performed. I'd be angry if I was out there. Move it faster, boys. Like, it looked like they were tired or off it, but they'd had 6 days rest. It was 21 degrees. It had been raining. The pitch was perfect. Like Alan Shearer said before the game, he was on the pitch for the BBC. Like, the conditions are perfect. Nothing to blame. And we looked sluggish and slow. Now, look, I know it's frustrating and you're probably thinking, look, Ghana defended well. Are you at home thinking, like, we're being too harsh? But it's more just like the way we played, and I just didn't see enough. And the manager didn't do enough for me in that game to keep himself having the praise that he did in the first game. So I'm a bit split because I obviously, I'm going to be positive. It's all fine. And we got to look back to when England were struggling to get through the groups or, had to play Germany in the first round and we lose. So we're still going to probably win the group. We're still going to do all right. But And obviously Spain, now that Portugal have drawn and then won big. So I expect us to react against Panama. But is a World Cup winning team going to struggle like that and have 3 shots on target against Ghana?
Yeah, it's tough. And the other thing that really annoyed me as well is that one of the commentators said England never do well in Massachusetts. I could have climbed through that screen. What'd you say? What?
I don't get it.
Oh, the Boston Tea Pie.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you get it?
I get the Boston Tea Party, yeah.
Yeah. That's what the announcer was. So we're giving these Americans fuel to throw shade at their daddies,
Wow.
at their fathers.
The founding fathers, yeah.
Yeah. What about the VAR went for a coffee? That was a statement, wasn't it?
If that was one of our teams and the penalty wasn't given, that'd be a VAR disaster for 4 points, wouldn't it? Or 3 points.
It would.
Wait, I think we'd agree on that. The Conza challenge, right? You've probably all seen it. Jumped up, 2-leg going round, didn't get any of the ball, caught the man, and I cannot believe there wasn't a more pause. The referee didn't look like he was communicating. There wasn't like a live check. If he'd gone to the screen, it would have been given for sure. So we were lucky. We were so lucky. Well, I don't understand. Yeah, maybe they literally went for a coffee.
Yeah, there was no check apparently.
No check at all.
Yeah. Poor Prince Coabina Adu. He almost lost his legs.
Could have been like
for nothing.
Drop down, yeah. And then Pickford, what was that? Was that that could have been a red card, couldn't it?
Yeah, when he came running out and did like a full-on drop kick.
Came running out and just took the guy out. Now they both kind of missed the ball and did that.
Oh yeah, that's that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were lucky, very lucky. That could have been Ghana's game right there.
And then we can't win the group because of the head-to-head.
Yeah.
We would have not been able to win the group.
Yeah, I think why wouldn't they have checked that? That is, out of all of the decisions that have happened from VAR so far, what stopped that from happening? Again, I don't think it's a mad conspiracy like, oh, just because it's England, whatever. You know how we say about Messi and Ronaldo and whatever. Oh, because it's Messi, or just get carried on. I don't think we have that same kind of gravitas towards getting a VAR decision like that.
Not at all.
And the referee seemed quite fair during the game as well. He was kind of giving things that shouldn't have been given for both sides just to kind of help the game along. So why wasn't it checked? I actually don't understand. And don't get me wrong, I am very glad that they wasn't checked. And maybe they did go for a coffee, a little Starbucks or whatever. And, in America, Starbucks aren't that close. You've got to drive to them. They're down the freeway. So, they might have had to take 10, 15 minutes to get one. So,
yeah.
But
I agree, mate, 100%. And if it was like a Messi or, a team like that, it'd be easy for people to say, this is normal, this is corrupt, or, the refs want them to win. But no one wants England to do well outside of England. No one.
No, everybody hate watches.
Yeah, everybody. I live in Ireland, in Dublin, and you can imagine how that is. Everyone has hate watching. So, that's definitely not a thing. And I think in terms of why they didn't check it, it wasn't offside. The first pass was well onside. The second one, when it bundled over, he was off. But that was after the tackle had been made. The only thing I can think of is, if you do watch it, neither play, the other guy is kind of already sliding down and the ball is kind of getting away from him. And before he makes contact, it's sort of like they're coming together. But if you slow it down, the way he jumps into him, it's a clear penalty. But no, look, I can't justify it at all. They should release what the VAR in the room were talking about when they saw it, what they were doing, what coffee they ordered.
Yeah, caramel latte, oat milk, no fat, 0 cal.
VAR disaster for Ghana. And let's take a point and move on. That's football. 2 different games. They made it hard for us. We won't be playing a team like that every time. Although Panama will look at that and think we're definitely going to play like that. Although they're out. Panama are out. So what is the point in Panama playing for a 0-0?
Yeah. Well, just to beat England, man. Everybody hate watchers, and I assume that they hate play as well.
Hate play as well, yeah.
Yeah. But I just hope we don't continue down this road of good, proper English heritage of pass, look confused a little bit, cross it, complain, repeat.
Back. Waste time.
Okay. So that's England. We'll have to move on. We'll have to kind of just take it on the chin. Look forward to Panama and hopefully get a good result, put us back into that good standing. Let's strike some fear back into the World Cup when they see England coming. We could do that on Saturday against Panama.